What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the EU4 Thanos Snap AI only. I think that's the best thing to call it. We're in 30 years already almost, which is quite impressive. Obviously, there's a lot less countries, so running at speed 5 is going to be a lot quicker. We're also not making decisions as we did in a Random Powers series, so I'm expecting a few less episodes. I think that was like 26. The style of this one might change as well, just genuinely. As we go on, I might just start showing you every certain amount of years, whatever. But I'm not 100% certain on that yet. Right now, I'm just enjoying watching it. I think everyone's going to get faster at colonising as well, which is quite exciting. Just a little reminder, I've used this list a lot, but Venice currently leading the way. Then it is Ayuta, which is quite impressive because they have not embraced the Renaissance, so that's going to take them a while. Savoy is in third. This Japanese, there's two Japanese nations on the list, which is quite impressive. Papal State, Genoa, first appearance for them on the list. Obviously, they are very spread out. If you've not, some of you have. A few people seem to be watching this series who have never really seen EU4 before. They're very spread out, as you can see all the way over here. They're everywhere. Kind of like the Polynesia of EU4, maybe. I don't know if that's a good comparison. They just sort of settle anywhere. But this is obviously a very different game. For those of you that aren't aware. Very, very different. And it's going to be... Oh, there's some border gore. That is for certain. Look at Utrecht. They're just everywhere. Brabant's a bit more solid. We'll see what happens with the HRE. I have no idea who the Emperor is because there's no Austria. So at the moment it is... That doesn't help, does it? Saxony is backing themselves, and yeah, they seem to be doing pretty well. Austria's not here, and that land has already pretty much been eaten up by Ravensburg, Salzburg, Switzerland. Maybe Venice grabbed a bit of it, and there's still some spare stuff over there. Oh, look at this. That looks kind of cool. I don't know who that is. That's Friesland. So... I thought that said Hulk. I was like, there's no place in the UK called Hulk. But I was wrong. Norway could definitely get involved in here. They have parts of Scotland. And who is this? I think this is an Irish... Yeah, that's an Irish nation. They got sort of kicked out of Ireland. Okay, well, that's not ideal. Oh, the Lithuanian Order just grabbed that province. Sweden seems to be heading towards Finland, although there is a little bit of what starts off as Danish to grab first. But we'll probably see them do that before the end. What else is going on? I wonder, there's other areas obviously that's going to be interesting. Who's going to sort of replace the Ottomans? Karaman sort of moving towards Mamluk territory, which could be quite interesting. Oh, Venice took this. I did not realise that was Venice. I must have got confused. But it is Venice. But yeah, Karaman, they've not done much beyond their normal borders. The Knights have actually done more in taking from the Ottomans, I guess. But these orange guys could as well. Never even seen these guys before. Do they normally start here? The AQ are gone, the QQ are gone. I guess anything could happen at this point. Whoever normally... They're not called the Timurids anymore, are they? Like, they don't even... Do they... No, they do start as the Timurids. No, I'm getting confused. But they're not here. So, these guys might do quite well. Grabbing it. India, not so much difference, really. Bahmanis and Vijay Anagar are gone. Bengal is gone. And I don't think anyone else is gone. I think these guys might just... not be as strong as they usually are. The Chinese land is starting to be picked up quite. These guys are picking up. I mean, I say they're picking up a lot of pace. They have two provinces, but Manguin Danao, or however Manguin Danao, and Manila, which I think is just the Philippines. Going for it. This island's still very much open. Borneo. Oh, I wasn't sure. I was going to say Borneo. I wasn't sure. But there we go. Now we know. Australia's still open. Who knows who'll get that? And New Zealand. Obviously, Japan's still very much up for the grabs. Who's this? Cochin. Somehow Mongolia split them in half. I assume that was for a war. These guys are slowly growing. Also, some of them changed names. I will try and keep track of the name changes. So if someone's pick does change name, I'll try. Or if they like form something. So if like Sweden, if you pick Sweden, I know a lot of people have. They're probably the most common pick. If they form Scandinavia, that still counts. So I'll just try and keep track of it. It's more for the small ones that I might miss. Keep an eye on your own nation, basically. I'm not going to be too strict with the picks for this game. It's just fun. It's very difficult. I mean, Sweden might win, but it is so difficult to pick a winner in EU4. Like compared, like Civ, like there's a good chance. In EU4, none of these countries may be alive at the end, which makes it very confusing. It's probably unlikely that they're all gone, but we don't know what's going to happen really. How the AI copes with this scenario that they're faced with. Serbia's trying to recover, and I think they can still do fine if Venice leaves them alone. Or if they get some allies, which they don't have just yet. Athens is still growing. They're going to be quite an interesting power. And they're allied to the Knights. That's pretty useful alliance. Because those two together can sort of put up a bit of a fight against Venice. I don't think they'd be able to beat Venice, but they could at least defend themselves a bit better. Kazan's grown, oh no, Ryazan, sorry, has grown a lot. And I think that must have been through a war, because I think they just took a chunk out of these guys, who then just sent their colonist over here, into the snow. Perm and Kazan still growing. We're going to see some big nations out this way, Uzbek as well. Obviously, with everyone having a colonist, the map is probably actually going to fill up before it does in normal EU4, which is kind of weird because we've emptied so much of it, but it is probably still going to fill up quicker than it normally does. Which is kind of weird, just because everyone's got a colonist, everyone's grabbing little bits of land. You've got Florence over here, Savoy already in Spain. Granada is just going to grab. There's no Morocco either. I don't know if they were one of the big nations that were taken out automatically or just randomly disappeared. Because like Scotland was not a big nation. Like, no offense, they just disappeared. Compared to someone like Venice, Savoy is stronger than Scotland, like no doubts. So the big question is who's going to basically replace these powers, if anyone does. So obviously, Venice are actually more out of Italy, so I wouldn't say that's like a big thing. And obviously there isn't a one Italy in this game. Papal State looking very good though, 20 stack. So that's very good for them. Siena's sort of come down here and grabbed Sicily and stuff. Kind of weird, but it works. But yeah, like who's going to take all this Spanish land? And Granada is off to a great start. Navarra will try as well. They've gone a bit towards France though. Obviously these guys will be trying to grab some for themselves. Brittany will be trying to form France, as will Nevers. Savoy could even sort of... I don't think you can form France, but you know what I mean. Like take basically the French area. Provence as well. They'll all be trying it. I don't know who they're allied to. Provence have got Navarra, Siena, Venice. That's pretty strong. Brittany are in a war right now against Kildare. So they're fighting this Irish war. Ireland's going to quite solidify quite quickly. That's pretty cool. East Frisia still expanding now into Oxford. That's I love this. That's so cool. How much development has Oxford got? 10. Here we go for that. Instead of a boat race, who's more developed? Oh, Cambridge 8. Are you serious? Oxford 10. Ah, never mind. Fair enough. Leicester 6. This is it. Ooh, who's this? Brabant into Cornwall. I think they had that the whole time, or did they just start? I don't know, but they're about to finish it, so they might go for somewhere else. Oh, Norway just took out whoever was in the north, or some of them. I think it was Tyrone, or however you're going to say it. I think it might be Tyrone or something. Probably sounds right if you do it in an Irish accent. I'm not going to go for that. So Norwegian Britain. It's actually Norwegian Scotland, but that must be. They must appear on this list soon. Marjapit's now here. Kazan. That's so impressive that some of these are on here. It looks like the Ashikaga nation just took control of all of Japan again. Nope, they still don't have these purple guys. So we'll see what happens over there. We'll see. We'll find out pretty soon. Ooh, who's this? Genoa? Were they there the whole time? Maybe. I think the Knights have actually just grabbed more stuff. There's just so many wars going on. It's really hard. Look, Kazan, Ryazan were doing so well. I know someone's picked Ryazan as well, which is quite a bold pick. And then Kazan just came and took a chunk out of them. Sorry. Maybe you can just root for the Zan nations. Kazakhstan, which I guess is what this is meant to be. Ryazan. Crimea is still expanding quite nicely. Who are they allied to? Kazan. So they just got finished in that war with Ryazan. Yeah, they're looking kind of good in this region. Going to be exciting to see them. See how they get on. I can't believe everyone has got their army maintenance down. I imagine trade is a bit messed up in this map. So that might be why the army maintenance is down. They might be lacking a bit of money. Someone suggested why they're slow to colonize would be for the sort of the same reason. That was weird. My phone's on Do Not Disturb, but it vibrated. And about 4 million notifications came through at once. Which is like, what? Not 4 million, but 4. Okay. That's quite, like, you get none all day, and then boom, 4. Kind of random. Pretty swear, I swear sometimes it just doesn't tell you some of them. Like, it's just like, yeah, he could do with this later. We'll save it. There we go. Florence, or Florence. No, I butchered that both times trying to say it posh. Alicante goes to Genoa. There you go. They're just spreading yellow all over the map. You know, you've got to appreciate the effort. Mantua has formed a little sort of connected blob, which is probably all you want at this point in the game. You just want to have a connected little blob. Friesland is going for more as well. That's so cool seeing these Dutch nations come over. East Frisia is so impressive that they've got one province in Europe. They are allied to Desmond in Ireland, Sauerlauenburg, who are these green guys who are sort of in the Danish islands. Friesland who's next to them in UK and in the Netherlands and in Utrecht. So actually they're pretty safe, I guess, as long as Cologne leaves them alone. Teutonic Order, are you still expanding? You are my pick. I don't expect much, to be honest. But I think this province is Warsaw, so that must be worth a little bit. Wisna. I think it is. Oh no, Warsaw's there. Never mind. Hopefully they get that next. That would be nice. Maybe these guys could form Prussia again. That would be pretty cool. We saw it in my other series just recently. Sweden, yes, expanding sort of into Finland. But they're not even on this list, are they? No. That's quite surprising. Do you know, I wonder if they're still, like, confused. Because obviously in the real, if you played EU4 normally, I know some of you haven't, so I'm trying to introduce these topics. If you've heard it before, I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, Denmark normally owns Sweden and Norway when you start EU4. Like, they're not independent, but they are controlled by Denmark. But they are their own country over here. So, yeah, maybe Sweden's a bit confused. Maybe that's why they don't show up, because I would have thought they would have been doing really well. But, like, Indonesia is above them. The small nation in Indonesia. Provence just kicked them off the list, though. So, they are obviously growing. Did they get Paris? Because everyone's just ignoring Paris. Like, that's probably the most valuable province in Western Europe. That's like the Constantinople kind of province. I mean, I think Madrid, 16. I think London was 23 as well. London was 24. But I think it was 23 before. I think East Frisia have just developed it a bit. But yeah, imagine East Frisia. I think Berlin is in here somewhere. I have no idea where Berlin is. Oh, there it is. It's not been taken yet. 12. So Berlin's not even that great. Vienna might be quite good. Wien is 21. That's not bad. And obviously Constantinople is the other notable one. Athens grabbed that very early. That's 23. I don't know if there's any other cities near 23 development. Maybe Rome. 31. Wow. 25 in Naples as well. So if the Papal State could grab Napoli here, or Naples, whatever, that would be pretty good. And I wonder what Venice is. 30. Okay, so Italy's got the best developed provinces. Didn't know that. Maybe I'm missing some other good provinces, but I feel like, you know, the capitals normally are the best ones. And I don't think development has changed in sort of the gap. This is weird, because like Yemen is grabbing lands in Africa. Ethiopia, what have you done here? How have you managed that? Why didn't you just connect those provinces? These guys did really well in the random powers game. I mean, by African country standards in EU4. But, yeah, that'd be cool if they could do that again. I wonder how well Mali will do. They can get really big sometimes. And if they can keep up on technology, which sometimes they probably won't. They're on 3, yeah, 5s and 6s in Europe. 7s for some of the best of the best. I don't even know if that's what to call them. Actually, no, maybe Granada's actually ahead. 5, 6s, 7s, 6, 6, 7. Saxony, what's Venice on? 6, 6, 6, 7, 7. They're losing a war right now against Mantua. Let's have a look at that in the diplomatic map mode. Oof, that's pretty big. The Papal State is obviously going to be really helpful. I mean, Salzburg and Switzerland, you feel that would be enough. But maybe Mantua and the Papal State are really strong. Don't know. Possibly. Oh, Transoxiana now. It looks like someone's going to run away with it, and then they just get pegged back a little bit. Delhi is looking pretty good here. They emerged very quickly. Yep, straight into 5th place. That's how things are going. Transoxiana is up to 7th, these guys here. And if they take a big chunk here, they might shoot up even more, because Uzbek were doing pretty well. I think they led right at the beginning. They've not really appeared on the list since. These guys currently... Oh, I was going to say at peace. Never mind. Never mind. Who's that? I thought that was Spain. Like, I thought Castile had somehow snuck back and was already over here, but no. Oh, someone else going for a bit of these Chinese lands. Who's this? Luwu. I have no idea where they are. They could be anywhere. I mean, I guess we just need to look for that pink colour. It looks like it's these guys. They only have one other province, so that's quite impressive. Champers here. You'll be familiar with them from the Civ 5 mods if you're just watching. This is your first EU4 experience. Used those before. Korea. Struggling. Who is this? Okay, this is the red Japanese nation, not the pink one. I don't know what... Are the green ones owned by the pink ones? Yes. Or daimyos. I don't know how it works. They're very confusing. I assume they work like personal unions, so I assume it's 50 years to integrate them, not 14, like a vassal. I don't really know. There's also a lot of rebels. If you're new to EU4, that's something different as well. So if you see a country, and I think it's maybe black lines, it is blue here actually, but those are rebels. They're a little different. You might see some cool things happen if you keep your eye on them. Maybe some little countries will pop out and get their independence if you don't manage your country too well. This area is filling up very quickly, and that's pretty exciting. This area in Eastern Europe still very free, so Venice will love that. Serbia, Athens will be enjoying that. The Knights might enjoy it. Moldavia, Crimea, Teutonic and Lithuanian orders will all be enjoying that. Kazan as well, maybe. Mecklenburg's grown quite big. It's pretty interesting. There's still sort of a battle for Ireland. It's kind of a south and a north island, and then these two little guys in the middle. Although they both seem to be involved in this conflict as well, so it will probably emerge with one of the teams winning pretty soon. The rest of the British Isles are very quickly being divided up. Desmond is here. Brabant actually seem to have stopped. I don't know if they've gone for something. No, what are you colonising now, Brabant? Nothing. Okay. Paris still uncolonised. Maybe there's other provinces that are just better. Maybe I'm missing out. Orleans is at 17. I mean, both would be nice, but surely one of them's going to go for it soon. Like, what are you currently going for? Like, really? Why did you go for this? I think they're all just kind of, I don't know, trying to stop someone from stealing. Oh, Brittany. Pretender rebels aren't too bad, I don't think. I mean, obviously it's not great, but it's not as bad as like separatists. Or there's one really, the noble rebel one is really rough. But I don't really know what Pretender Rebels do. I don't think it's the end of the world for them. Venice still leading the way. It's very early on, like this really means nothing, but I'm just using it to sort of, it's very hard. It's not like Civ, we can't really just look at a country and see if they're doing well. Delhi just grew a little bit. We can't really look at them and just say, oh, they're doing well. It's far more within the ledger in here that we can see who's doing better. So force limit. In total military, who's the strongest right now? The rebels are the strongest, but Venice, Ethiopia, obviously technology isn't accounted for in that, so it's just so difficult sometimes. But development is probably the best one to use. Venice, Delhi, Ayutthaya, Chicago, Transoxiana, Kazan, Majapahit, Sweden, Savoy, Mali's up there, Korea, Ethiopia, Genoa, Gujarat, who is in India. Pretty interesting one. What else we got going on? Not too much in Europe. Oh, who's this? Oh, that's Norway. Okay, yeah, they didn't have that before. They stopped going after the UK. That was interesting. We will see them in the New World eventually. Obviously, there's going to be bigger natives than normal, which is kind of cool. All these natives are expanding. I still don't think they'll be able to put up much of a fight when the Europeans arrive. It just means that it might need more of a military effort from the Europeans as opposed to a colonist effort, which is what it normally is. You have to just wait ages for your colonists. It's probably be more military this time just because the natives will be bigger, particularly in North America. South America looks pretty open anyway. Not like it's going to matter all too much. How about Athens? How are you doing? I like the fact that they've got Constantinople. Obviously got to be worried about Venice taking them out, but they do look pretty good. This area is just so cool. Also, if you hate all this stuff, I'm sorry. The snow will eventually stop showing up once the map is full. It's just, obviously normally you wouldn't see it. There's just so many gaps now. It's kind of cool though. 1488. We are flying through. Whoa, who's this? Hassa. We could die to Shamar. Dolkadir. Oh, that sucks. They're going to be torn apart. These two looking pretty strong. Not ideal for those guys. Moldavia, see, they're one of the ones. They're just pretty chill. Maybe they haven't got the money, but yeah, they're not colonizing. They're just like, nope. That might be a money thing. Like I said, money out here is not going to be great because they don't have trade. It's probably starting to recover a little bit in Europe, particularly in the Mediterranean, just as some of the trade node cities get picked up. But yeah, I imagine, I mean, I don't know, maybe trade's fine, but I'm guessing it's a bit low. Like, it seems pretty low. Like, you see these provinces, Venice, Genoa, they're starting to pick up. That's where a lot of the guys are. English Channel. The usual ones starting to pick up. But yeah, out here there was a lot of zeros. So I imagine it's just going to take some time to sort of all the trade routes to be fulfilled. Who's this? Oh, Fars. Okay, that's not really a surprise anymore. Fars are quite a regular success. They tend to do quite well against the Timurids now. In more recent updates, I think it's become a thing. I think the Timurids have been weakened. That is one of the main reasons. They're not as strong as they used to be. They can become really strong, especially if they form the Mughals. That's really scary. Granada still expanding. Genoa going for a second province. But yeah, I mean, also, obviously idea groups are a big thing. If someone goes for more colonists early on, that'll be a big advantage. Is that Florence again? Going for Lisbon? See, Florence know what to do. They are going for the high development. They went for Barcelona. Now they're just going over here. Actually, it looks like Florence may have two settlers. Two colonists, or settlers, whatever you want to call them. Colonists do provide settlers, so the words are right. They are right. And there we go. Provence were the ones to get Paris. So that might give them an advantage in this sort of three-way fight for the French territory. I assume Savoy will play a part in that as well. Later on. Maybe. We're going to try and come up with some I've just decided we're going to try and give a few of the countries that have, like, based on their storylines, we'll try and pair them with an an Avenger. That'd be kind of fun, I think. So they'll be like the one with all the money, that can be Iron Man. The guys that just the big country that allies all the small guys, that can be like Captain America, just looking out for the small guy. A country that pops up out of nowhere towards the end of the game and is very young and very fun, can be Spider-Man. You know, that sort of thing. Just trying to think of other ones. A very boring country. Well, not boring, what's the word? Very stern and serious country. Could be like Vision. I'm just, you know, try to spice it up. This is the Thanos game after all. These are the guys that are left behind, obviously. So maybe... Oh, I don't know. I feel like spoilers are fine now, but I'm not going to do that, because why not? That would be a bit cruel. But I was going to make some jokes, but we can move on from that. Thanos did snap the world from somewhere down here. Like that's already been pretty obvious from this. I don't even know where it is. It's somewhere down here, isn't it? Wakanda. Maybe. I don't know. Do you imagine that was a nation? It just popped up in EU4. And they just had like level 30 technology. Just started taking over the whole world. That'd be kind of crazy. That'd be a cool idea for a Civ mod or something. I bet it exists. Or in Hoi 4 or something. It's probably there already. I like what these guys are doing with China. That's very impressive. I think they've just left. There's so much of their homeland left. And they're just like, nope, we want China. Which is probably really smart. Like, I mean, eventually they can lose that stuff and just focus on China. And that'd probably be better for them. You'd want to take that. You'd want to take Macau. I bet it's developed. I don't know, 7. Well, I say that. Like, 7's probably pretty good in this area. But they're pretty strong. So, not going to be easy. This Thailand nation does look very strong. Obviously, it looks like Delhi's doing very well in India. With the 20 stack. Gujarat, sort of their nearest rival. But these guys in the south are doing well. Give them some time. Oh, Fars did take a lot of this. Probably puts them on the Great Powers list. No. Never mind. Obviously, that institution penalty will be starting to hurt some of these nations. We'll start to see some of the Asian nations in particular on that list drop off. There's no African nations on there, but they'll drop off. And obviously, the Native Americans didn't even have a shot. Big war for Sweden. I know a lot of people rooting for them. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know who's going to win that, to be honest. Go to the current wars page, see who is winning. Oh, here it is. Oh, Sweden do have an ally. Hamburg. And at the moment, Sweden's got 1 war score. They're winning, just. Ethiopia's fighting back against Yemen, who we saw sort of colonising all the land near them. Pretty interesting. Navarre still expanding. They're actually fighting Brittany right now. I hope they have help, because they're not going to be able to do that by themselves. Oh, yeah, they do. So, Provence, Brittany, Florence. The Papal State Neva's Brittany. Yeah, they're going to lose that overall. See, it might get a bit messy, but yeah, the Papal State in particular. Obviously, Neva's look pretty good. Provence is struggling with heretics. Bogomilists. I have no idea what they are. How is the religion looking in this world? Okay, it's mainly Catholic. Granada's bringing a bit of Sunni over, but that's about it. And actually, Sunni's really spreading out here. With Russia not here to sort of slow it down, all the Russian states like Muscovy. Orthodox is still here for now. And Catholicism mainly, and obviously Protestantism I assume will still show up towards the end. East Frisia, keep going. Oh, there we go. Cornwall now for Brabant. That's kind of cool. Cornwall does definitely not. I know there's a feature like that I think that's in Dorset, not Cornwall. But there is something like that down here. A little arch thing. But yeah, I don't think the sea's that blue. I don't think the beaches are that nice. But, you know, I'm sure it's nice. But yeah, there we go. Another province for East Frisia. They're looking pretty good now. 12 stack here. They're basically becoming England. And Friesland doing the same. In fact, they're about to finish this colony. So hopefully we'll see where they go next. Which will it be? York, Leicester, Cambridge, Coventry. They can go for pretty much any of them. Lancashire, Chester. They can't really go anywhere else. So they are actually sort of forced to. I know it's York. 8 development. Not bad at all. Oh no. The Norwegian rebels. Too strong. Too strong. Palatine Bohemia. What the heck happened to the Palatinate? How the heck did they get control of that? I don't know. Lüneburg growing in here. Looks like Sweden is doing fine. I don't know. Yeah, Sweden's probably doing fine. They are Sweden. Serbia's recovering. Athens has finally connected their borders, which, you know, looks great. Oh, massive. These provinces are really high development. I mean, obviously the Ottomans usually very strong when they have them, so it'd be cool to see Athens do well with them. Dulkadir did not come out too well of that war, but their separatists are really strong, so they should get released again. Ooh. Frisian Britain is under attack from Verden, but the Irish miner just came and saved them. Who's fighting in that war? Oh, okay, well it's green versus red. That's, if you've not seen EU4 before, that's the easiest way. Blue are allies that haven't been called in. Venice, Delhi. I can't believe these Asian nations are doing so well. They've all got penalties. It's not a good sign for the Europeans. I'm sure it will change over time. Yeah, a lot of these nations are still quite big. They were not as affected by the big nations sort of culling. Oh no. These guys might take the lead. I don't know how close they are to Venice. Maybe not. Oh no, they're down here anyway. So yeah, they're probably not going to take the lead. But this is quite a brutal defeat for the Champa. Not looking too solid right now. They won't be too happy at all. Really? Let's see how it ends up. Yeah, that should be a pretty heavy... Who's this? Pagaruyang. Oh, this these yellow guys. They look like they have a German flag. I think Germans is the other way around, isn't it? But still, that's going to be pretty... But there is a lot of war going on in India. What a mess. Mercuria sort of slowly forming a sort of Mamluk-esque kind of look. They're not that close yet, though. Ethiopia did look kind of good. I mean, they have all of Ethiopia and all of this new stuff, so that's going to be quite useful. How are Mali doing? I saw they were quite developed. Yeah, they are picking up the pace. We're about to hit the year 1500. Probably won't quite get there before the end of the episode. But a pretty big milestone. We'll already be 60 years in. That's pretty good considering what the random powers we were averaging about 10 years per episode. So that's pretty good. And obviously once the nations get bigger, it becomes a bit easier for me to keep track of what's going on. At the moment, it is just pure chaos. I have no idea how to manage this sort of stuff. Here is Europe. I can zoom out the whole way, which is always a fun way to end. Although you probably hear my scroll wheel, because I have the world's like squeakiest mouse. Well, not squeaky, I don't know, just noisy in general. That looks pretty cool. Maybe we just leave it like this. Just sit back, lean back in my chair, which you probably just heard. And just sleep. No, what did he say he was going to do? Just sit on his... He didn't say farm, did he? Thanos? I don't know. He's going to watch the sunset on a great day's work. That's what I'm going to do right now. Just as Norway sort of crumbles in the top. Sorry, Norway. Maybe life would have been better if, you know, all the resources were still there. If you were still ruled by Denmark, this wouldn't have happened. Just saying. Yeah, Norway might split up. Actually, what they said... Oh no, these are heretics. I don't know what these religions are. Like Waldensian heretics? I don't know what they do. Is that like a new religion that's just going to pop up out of nowhere? I don't know. Probably not. I've never heard of these guys, and they're doing really well. It's very strange. Oh, Rostov. Oh no, they're going to get their revenge on Ryazan. Oh no. They're doing really well as well. Oh, poor Ryazan. It looked like it was going good. Moldavia v Crimea. I assume Crimea attacked Moldavia, though Genoa is defending them. Guaranteeing the independence of Imereti, allied with Kazan. You're going to lose, maybe? But that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed the craziness, please be sure to leave a like down below. Be sure to comment as well. And be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.